In the previous section, we looked at vSphere 6.5 deployment, how to upgrade to that version of vSphere. In this, we are going to look at auto-deploying and host profile enhancements in vSphere 6.5. So we're going to look at the essential aspects of the vSphere 6.5 auto-deploy and the vSphere 6.5 host profile enhancements. In this video, we are going to take a look at vSphere 6.5 auto-deploy enhancements and vSphere 6.5 host profile enhancements. We'll begin with vSphere 6.5 auto-deploy. Auto-deploy now has a graphical user interface, which is an absolutely wonderful thing because the initial implementation of auto-deploy required us to use power CLI commandlets, and of course many of us who did not work on Windows natively had yet another language to learn, namely power CLI. And then there were other pieces to it called image builder, and there were things called deploy rules and everything else like that. So it was an initial release, and obviously once that was working well, there was definitely the need to have a graphical user interface, and that is now available. There's a discovered hosts tab that now allows all the new and available hosts to be displayed and a generic image applied. You can now have scripts that are hosted on the ESXi server, and these can be run post boot. Security perspectives are so important nowadays. That's why the UEFI and of course the always required but very rarely used IPv6 support is also now available with auto-deploy. Its scalability has been enhanced, and you can now use round-robin reverse proxy cache. Essentially what that means is that instead of picking up the ESXi code from the auto-deploy environment, that code can be cached and it can just be more efficiently processed during the boot. Now, of course, this is all integrated right into your web client, and it's available right through your web client, and it is absolutely wonderful because auto-deploy is really the way to go for maintaining your system, obviously in conjunction with the update manager. Remediation can be done in parallel, multiple hosts in parallel, and it is DRS integrated, which means it is completely automated. So right from the decision to evacuate VMs on those hosts that have to be remediated to putting in some maintenance mode if required, and to reboot if required, and then to bring everything back in, including the VMs. The end of it is really a wonderful thing. You can imagine how useful this is in large data centers with large numbers of ESXi hosts. There are also some other compliance view enhancements where you can do side-by-side comparison of host and profile values. Some other interesting ones are that when you're going through your host profile and there are branches and there are, as you indent into it, it's nice to be able to bookmark these branches. You can come back to it. Just a operational aspect, I guess, or an editing aspect that is very, very useful. ANSI files are possible, CSV files for host customizations. You can also copy settings between profiles. You could set up like a master profile that's not really attached to any host, and then you could use that as a basis for creating new profiles or copying values from that master profile. And there is a search and filter capability, which is also in a large data center very, very useful because the number of options and value parameters that are there right now is very extensive, and the search and filtering capability can easily find out what option it is and what value you need to set in your host profile.